Now, campaigners have warned that controversial government plans to criminalise asylum seekers arriving in the UK will not work. ITV News understands a new law announced tomorrow will only allow refugees who arrive by air from their home country to seek asylum. The grounds for a successful claim will also be narrowed. All other illegal migrants will be put in prison and will not be allowed bail for at least 28 days. Here's our political correspondent Romilly Weeks with the details.
A freezing morning in Dover, but the cold weather doesn't stop the migrant crossings any more than the dangers of the voyage. And now the government is determined there'll be little welcome here. Tomorrow setting out legislation intended to make it very difficult for those who reach these shores on small boats to stay.
The principle is, if you come here illegally via those routes, then you shouldn't be able to stay, because let's not forget that many people that are on these boats have travelled through a variety of safe countries to get here.
The migration bill is expected to propose all those who arrive by illegal routes, whether boat, rail or vehicle, being detained. Those who can't prove they're at risk of torture or death will be deported to what the government deems to be a safe third country like Rwanda, or to their country of origin, with those deported unable to claim asylum or ever settle in the UK. Refugee charities and others have deep concerns.
It's slamming our door in the face of people who have fled beatings in Afghanistan, bullets and bombs in Syria, people who are refugees. We know, our own analysis shows that 2/3 of those that came across the Channel last year will be allowed to stay as refugees. But what this government is now doing is saying, we want to treat you as though you're a criminal.
Last year, more than 45,000 migrants arrived in the UK across the Channel. Rishi Sunak has declared he intends to stop all small boat crossings. Labour say this bill isn't the way to do it.
At the moment, a lot of this looks like a rerun of the things they had in last year's law just 9 months ago, which ended up making things worse and the crossings left to a record high. There's got to be action that goes after the criminal gangs and overhauls the asylum system and also gets a new agreement with France.
Some who've worked in immigration doubt whether it's practical.
We can't detain ever-increasing numbers of people for ever-increasing lengths of time. We've seen how long it takes these court processes to get through because the courts don't have the resources all the time. If we let them go into the UK, we've then got to find them again. So it all starts with, the first question is, where can you send them to?
This week, the Prime Minister will meet the French President to discuss the